What's up, Taiwan? I'm Yvonne with news from here in Taiwan and around the world. Heads of state from Southeast Asia and beyond are gathering in Malaysia for the ASEAN summit. The Southeast Asian bloc has much to celebrate, from a peace agreement between Thailand and Cambodia to the induction of a new member, Timor-Leste. But as John Van Trieste reports, it's U.S.-China trade talks on the sidelines that are gaining much of the attention.
Host Malaysia rolls out the red carpet for dignitaries from around the world for a second time this year. This is the second of 2025 summits, bringing together the members of the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, or ASEAN. But the list of guests goes well beyond the bloc. Non-members from the U.S. and China to Brazil and South Africa have sent their own VIPs too. There's been progress since the bloc's last meeting in May. Just back in July, Cambodia and Thailand were firing at each other across their contested border, killing at least 48 people. But now they've signed an enhanced ceasefire deal, along with U.S. President Donald Trump, whose intervention helped stop the fighting. It's already having an impact, with Cambodia withdrawing weapons from the Thai border Sunday. And the two countries' prime ministers are optimistic.
Ladies and gentlemen, today marks a historic moment, profound significance for Cambodia and Thailand. A day that reaffirms our shared conviction that peace is always possible when nations have the courage and wisdom to pursue it together.
This declaration reflects our will to resolve differences peacefully, in full respect of sovereignty and territorial integrity. This declaration, if fully implemented, will provide the building blocks for a lasting peace. But more importantly, it will begin the process of mending our ties.
As of Sunday, ASEAN also has a new member, Timor-Leste. Southeast Asia's poorest and youngest country gained independence in 2002, and accession to ASEAN has taken over a decade. The country's prime minister says it's a big moment for the country's 1.4 million people.
For the people of Timor-Leste, this is not only a dream realized, but a powerful affirmation of our journey, one marked by resilience, determination, and hope.
It's the U.S.-China talks happening on the sidelines, though, that have grabbed the world's attention. Trump looks to be in high spirits as the two sides hammer out a framework of a trade deal, a possible de-escalation in what's been a punishing trade war. That's ahead of a meeting Trump's scheduled to have with Chinese President Xi Jinping in South Korea later this week.
The president had given me maximum leverage when he threatened 100% tariffs if the Chinese imposed their rare earth global export controls. So I think we have averted that. We also agreed on substantial agriculture purchases for U.S. farmers. We agreed that the Chinese would begin to help us with the precursor chemicals for this terrible fentanyl epidemic that's ravaging our country.
双方的讨论包括众多的议题，比如双方各有关注的出口管制议题、对等关税、进一步更长时间展期问题、芬太尼关税和芬太尼禁毒合作问题。
Absent in the talks was any mention of Taiwan, one of the sore points in U.S.-China relations. China claims Taiwan and says it will use force to take it if need be. Though it's still possible Taiwan could come up in the Trump-Xi meeting, U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says the country won't be a bargaining chip in talks that are really about trade. The ASEAN summit ends Tuesday, but there's still more to come from Trump's whirlwind week of diplomacy in Asia, with the region and global markets watching for what may come next. Brian Wu and John Van Trieste for TaiwanPlus.
President Trump is now heading to Japan, where he's set to meet with new Japanese Prime Minister Takaichi on Tuesday as part of his East Asia tour. And to find out what to expect from their talks, our reporter Larry Isiano spoke to Cai Xixun, a Japan politics expert at Danjiang University.
Trump and Takaichi will be meeting for the first time on Tuesday. What challenges do you think Takaichi will face in balancing the U.S.-Japan relationship alongside regional concerns?
我们看一下Takaichi的话，虽然说明天会见到川普，可是他们早已经在做功课了。还有一个是在政策上面的准备，因为在10月24日我们讲的所信表明演说，就是一个 speech 里面，Takaichi首相已经讲到，本来是在2027年防卫费要拉到2%。但是他们认为，就是必须要在今年就会拉到2%，所以川普还没有开口之前，日方先做了这一个动作。
We've heard about Takaichi's stance on Taiwan, and we've heard reports that Trump may bring up Taiwan in conversations with China at APEC this week. But what role do you think Taiwan will play in discussions between the two leaders?
因为我们知道日方他现在看到的就是美中一个 competition， 或是我们的 rival relationship。所以日方的话，它会跟台湾结合在一块。那高市的话，因为跟台湾也就在安全保障上面结合在一块，所以等于是日本把台湾视为同治国。那日方大致上跟台湾，虽然我们没有跟日方有一个 diplomatic relationship， 可是的话，我们算是一个命运共同的，也就是在 Self Defense Force 日本他们做好他的角色，台湾做好我们的一个角色，所以台湾会跟日本角色会很像。那角色会很像的话，这也是我猜美国想要乐意去看到的。所以只要川普在台湾上面讲，我们 respect 台湾，不要让步很多，这也算是川普一个很大的一张 card。
That was Professor Cai Xixun of Danjiang University. Taiwan has expressed serious concern after Singaporean Prime Minister Lawrence Wong reaffirmed his country's support for the One China policy in opposition to Taiwan independence. Wong made those remarks during a meeting with Chinese Premier Li Qiang, who was on an official visit to the city-state. In response, Taiwan's foreign ministry urged Singapore to respect the country's sovereignty and to avoid comments that could hurt bilateral ties. Taipei is pushing back against an op-ed published by China's ambassador to the UK, which says Taiwan has never been a country. A Telegraph op-ed by Zheng Zeguang repeats Beijing's claims that a UN Security Council resolution proves Taiwan is part of China. Zheng called on the UK to, quote, stand firm on the issue, calling it key to China-UK relations. In response, the British Foreign Office cited its long-held policy that cross-strait issues must be settled peacefully and said there has been no change in its stance on Taiwan. Taiwan's representative office in London also rejected the statements while thanking the UK for stressing the importance of peace and stability in the Taiwan Strait. The diplomatic row comes amid rising UK-China tensions over a recent spy case and a controversial plan for a new sprawling Chinese embassy in London. Taiwanese officials say they are ready to take down an alleged Chinese app that promotes reunification if it even exists. Videos shared on social media platforms have shown an app called Return Home that allegedly lets Taiwanese nationals surrender and apply for Chinese IDs. The app claims to have 28,000 Taiwan users who can earn points by joining and inviting others to join. However, the Mainland Affairs Council, which handles relations with China, says the app cannot be found on any app stores in either Taiwan or China. Officials warn these posts mirror standard Chinese disinformation tactics aimed at Taiwanese citizens. From AI pop stars to breakthroughs in healthcare, Taiwan is finding new ways to harness artificial intelligence. Our reporter Isabel Wong from our interview series Zoom In, Zoom Out sat down with Taiwan AI Lab's founder Ethan Tu to talk about the promises and pitfalls of AI and why he says people, not machines, will ultimately call the shots.
We're seeing a lot of maybe news coverage, stories that talk about how people or like employees, startups maybe, like they are using AI tools to advance their business or like their work. Do you personally use AI?
Of course, I use AI every day. So I use AI to help me to do the research. I use AI to help me to, for the language and perform. I actually use AI to help me to translate into like Japanese, Korean, and AI is very good in translation. And I also use AI like in Taiwan AI Lab. We have our speech recognition tools to record what we are talking about right now. I use AI to do a summary. I use AI to create, for example, in Taiwan AI Lab, we also have like a avatar. If you want to create a news report without the anchor, then you can use AI avatar.
Do you think my job will be replaced one day?
No, I would say we will use AI every day, but AI will not replace human because human will be the boss of AI.
I use AI, but it's easy to get like very dependent on it. I'm not sure if that happened to you or not. When we're co-working with AI tools, like how should we find the balance or like the boundary of not being, over-reliance on that?
The creativity of the human being and the investigation power of human beings will not be replaceable by AI. For example, in our Hualien local singer, when they want to create a song that represents their culture, that represents their hometown, AI cannot help them, but they can work with the AI to create a very good song representable for their history or their memory. That part AI cannot replace.
That's a point where you are a strong advocate for responsible AI, something related to that. So how do you think that it's being applied in the music sector? Because we talk about maybe there's like copyright issue. What's the line there?
One of the reasons we funded Taiwan AI Lab because we believe artificial intelligence will become a superpower, and if we don't control it right, in the future maybe artificial intelligence will control human instead of human in the center. In responsible AI, we actually advocate the artificial intelligence need to be explainable, need to be verifiable, need to be traceable, and need to be auditable before you use it. Sometimes I am joking, a large language model is a gossip engine. They learn a lot of
people's gossip online.
People's gossip, people's knowledge on the internet, but a lot of them are actually not correct. But because artificial intelligence, like when you talk to GPT, they are very convincing. People tend to believe. Then that is actually become very dangerous because you can deepfake a lot of story, you can deepfake the video, you can deepfake the news, but actually that's not truth or that's misleading. So when we say responsible AI, the artificial intelligence can support the news media, for example, but need to follow the guidance of the ethic.
That was Ethan Tu from Taiwan AI Labs. You can watch the full interview with him on Zoom In, Zoom Out, available on the TaiwanPlus website or YouTube channel. Taiwan has secured more medals at the 2025 Asian Youth Games in Bahrain. The athletics team won 1 gold, 2 silver, and 1 bronze on Sunday, with Wong triumphing in the men's 3,000 meters in just over 8.5 minutes. This marks Taiwan's 4th gold medal overall and the athletics team's 3rd. Meanwhile, in Taekwondo, Yvonne nabbed bronze in the women's 63-kilogram category after being defeated by her Chinese opponent Guo Ruyue. Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. You can visit the TaiwanPlus website or follow our social media for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Finally, we take you to Abu Dhabi to visit the Louvre's international exhibitions. I'm Yvonne Yang. Take care, and I'll see you next time.
Rediscover your passion for classical, jazz, and a cappella music with the exceptional talent of Taiwanese musicians. Sound. Every Wednesday, 8:15 p.m. on TaiwanPlus.